The events in this program are inspired by a true story. Names, dates, and details have been changed. Viewer discretion is advised. On this episode of Bizarre Murders,
Eccola qua.
Angelica and her husband Manny live a comfortable life in a close-knit Italian neighborhood. Until a violent, random act leaves her husband lying in a hospital bed.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
With the perpetrator at large, investigators quickly launch a statewide manhunt. But as detectives close in on the culprit, an unlikely clue leads them to a two-faced killer with a penchant for pasta. Staten Island, New York, 2009.
Aiutami, help me!
Okay, ma'am, I need you to calm down.
Sei pazzo! How can I calm down? A man just came into our house and threw something in my husband's face!
Just stay calm, ma'am.
Angelica makes a panicked call to police to report an attack on her husband Manny.
It's burning! His skin is falling off!
Ma'am, please, stay
It's gonna
calm.
be okay, honey.
Ma'am, paramedics will be on their way.
Grazie, thank you.
Manny is admitted to the hospital and treated for third-degree burns to the face.
Blessed art thou amongst women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us.
Mio fratello.
His brother Mario rushes to his side.
Are you okay? What happened to you?
Angelica and Manny have been happily married for 5 years. He works as a real estate agent, and she's a veterinary technician. In their free time, there's nothing that makes them happier than baking. But as time goes on, Manny becomes more focused on work than his wife. Angelica begins to feel neglected and more than a little bit lonely. The day of the attack, Angelica once again tries to capture Manny's attention.
Eccola qua.
Bellissime. Grazie.
She's prepared his favorite meal, spaghetti and meatballs.
Perfetto.
Vino?
Sì, grazie. Oh, scusa.
Just as they're sitting down to dinner, a masked man breaks into their house and throws a bottle of acid right in Manny's face.
Over the course of my career, I've seen very few cases where acid is used as a weapon. But when I do see it, it immediately tells me one thing. This was not a random attack. The likelihood that this has been done by a stranger is almost zero. Think about it. The perpetrator is not trying to kill the victim. He's trying to maim him for life, a permanent and painful injury that will last until the day he dies. And that tells us two things about the criminal. One, this attack is personal. And two, they could benefit from a few anger management classes.
And blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us.
The prayers of an overwrought Angelica are suddenly interrupted.
I'm Detective Simon. How are you?
Hey.
How you doing?
Hello, detective.
He asks her to recount the previous night's events.
You were there when the incident occurred?
I was, yes.
Can you tell me what happened?
Yes. We were sitting at home. I hear a bang at the door. Someone walks in, throws acid in his face.
Okay. Does Manny have any enemies you know of?
No, none. Everyone loves Manny.
Any business deals gone bad?
Angelica can't think of a person in the world that would want to hurt Manny this way.
Is that your husband?
Oh, yes. That's my Manny.
Handsome guy.
Wasn't he?
Thank you very much.
But Manny's brother Mario has more to add to Angelica's story.
Detective. Hey,
Yes.
Mario.
How are you?
I'm no good, huh?
What's wrong?
Angelica, man, I don't trust her.
He knows for a fact that Angelica has been two-timing Manny with some dude from Long Island.
Something is not good. Something's going on.
You have my card.
All right.
If I had $1 for every love triangle I've seen over my career, well, you know how that goes. A lover killing their rival is nothing new in my world. But what is new, and I really do appreciate the originality, is that he didn't kill the husband, he just maimed him. So it gets you wondering, what's going on in the mind of this jealous lover? Mark my words, where there's smoke, there's fire, and you smell that? There's definitely smoke here.
Angelica, why don't you tell me what really happened?
What do you mean, what really happened?
Detective Simon confronts Angelica about her brother-in-law's accusation that she's been having an affair.
It's not true.
He tells me he's got evidence.
But when the detective presses her,
Okay, fine.
Angelica spills the beans.
Manny's been very distant lately. He's never around. I started having an affair with my masseuse, Lorenzo.
She claims she's tried to break it off, but he's blackmailing her, threatening to reveal the affair to Manny by sending him lewd photos of her.
Any more?
At this point, Lorenzo the lover has jumped to the top of the suspect list. But the question is, what the heck is this guy thinking?
Where can I find this Lorenzo?
By maiming Manny and blackmailing Angelica, he's only succeeded in driving her back to her husband. Wild guess, but I don't think that's the result he was looking for.
Detective Simon does a background check on Angelica's boyfriend, Lorenzo. He learns that this handsome 33-year-old masseuse is not all that he's cracked up to be. Lorenzo has falsified his documents for his massage therapy license, only completing the first year of a 3-year program.
When you find out your #1 suspect has also committed fraud, it makes you feel like you've won the lottery. But I wouldn't go spending the money just yet, because it doesn't necessarily mean that Lorenzo is the culprit. It just means that we found ourselves a guy who's not willing to color within the lines.
Hello, this is Detective Simon. I'm looking for your son.
I know I shouldn't be judgmental, but frequently I am, so there you go.
When do you expect him back in, sorry?
When you see a 30-year-old man living with mommy and daddy, you start to form a profile of the guy. And by profile, I mean an opinion that goes something like this: fraudster, blackmailer, mama's boy. And that's a real winner in my book. And by winner, I mean that he's a good suspect.
Could you just let him know that I called?
Unable to track down their prime suspect, Lorenzo, who Detective Simon believes to be dangerous, they put out a bolo.
BOLO stands for Be on the Lookout. Basically, Lorenzo's a wanted man, and every cop in the state is now looking for him. And the only way he's getting away is if he's 10 times smarter than the cops. And, well, listen, if you flunk out of massage school, I think we both know Lorenzo's odds.
Brother, you get thirsty, huh? Let's get a drink.
Angelica and Mario face off at Manny's bedside, both believing they have his best interests at heart.
All right, easy. Watch his face. They just got acid all over it. Ah, spaghetti and meatballs. Got to make your favorite meal, eh? Oh, brother, look at this. All right, you can tell me how good it is, huh? You ready? Want a bite?
I can't eat that. I'm a vegetarian.
This guy still got a sense of humor, huh?
I'm serious. I can't eat that.
The problem here, and you can see it, is that Manny just refused his favorite dish in the world. So it kind of begs the question, how did this manly meat eater suddenly change his culinary tune?
When Manny refuses his favorite dish,
I can't eat that.
Mario has a hunch that something isn't right.
What's wrong with your voice, huh?
I read about this in a book. He experienced trauma while he was eating the meatballs. Now he has meat phobia.
He has a meat phobia now.
Yeah, he's not gonna eat meatballs anymore. He has a phobia of them.
Meat phobia, and it affects the way your voice sounds too, right? Detective Simon, it's Mario. I need to talk to you about my brother.
Sensing something's very wrong, Mario urgently contacts Detective Simon to let him know what happened.
I'm telling you, my brother is not a vegetarian. Nona would be turning in her grave right now.
Detective Simon returns to the hospital to take Manny's fingerprints. He tells Angelica it's a routine procedure they need for their files.
It's not called lying when you're a detective. It's called a ruse. It's called being a smart investigator. Because if you give away your hand, you run the risk of losing the entire game. Sometimes the key to good detective work is keeping your cards very close to your chest.
Because Manny works as a real estate agent, his fingerprints are on file. They run his prints through the system and check them against his employment records. What they find sends the case in a whole new direction.
Wait a second.
They aren't Manny's fingerprints.
Okay, hold the phone, people. It's not Manny in the hospital bed.
Oh, shoot.
Now, this is a game changer because Angelica has been caught red-handed in a lie. So the burning question is this: what's she holding back? And more to the point, who's the dude with third-degree burns all over his face pretending to be Angelica's hubby? Stick around. I guarantee you'll be amused, or horrified, or both.
Angelica, tell me exactly what happened.
Like I said, we were sitting down for dinner about 6:30.
Angelica is interrogated for hours, but she sticks to her story.
It doesn't sound realistic.
Well, I don't know what to tell you.
Then tell me the truth. I have all day. Why don't we start from the top again?
Okay. I made spaghetti and meatballs. His Nona taught me how to make them just the way he likes them. So, when he gets home, he's excited. It's his favorite meal. When we sit down to dinner...
After hours of intense grilling, she finally cracks.
Okay. Okay, I'll tell you what really happened.
After being married for almost 5 years, Angelica finds herself bored and lonely, while her husband works day and night. Enter Lorenzo, a young, handsome masseuse who finally gives her the hands-on attention she's been craving for years. Angelica continues to see her massage therapist regularly for maintenance, until one day it turns into something more. For over a year, they stay in touch via text massages and regular massages. Because Manny works so many nights,
To you, Lolo.
To you, Mike.
they have more and more chances to see each other, eventually meeting up regularly at Angelica's house.
You have such perfect hands.
But their reckless love makes them careless, and unbeknownst to them, Manny's brother Mario catches them in the act.
What's this? How could you do this to us? To me? Why, Angelica, why?
Armed with the news that his wife is having an affair, Manny confronts Angelica.
I see two mouths attached.
No, what?
No,
That's
what
just
is this?
Donald. It's Donald.
It's Donald?
Yes.
It's Donald.
It's Tabitha's brother. Tabitha, my best friend.
Okay.
She denies everything and insists Mario must have seen her with her best friend's brother, planning a wedding shower for her, and have been spending a lot of time together.
He was trying to see the pamphlet we're choosing her wedding cake. Look, it's true.
When they say love is blind, what they mean, really, is love is kind of stupid. Instead of believing his brother, who he's known all his life and who has always had his best interests at heart.
You know I would never cheat on you. I love you.
I love you.
He chooses to believe his wife's lame excuse. But the thing about hiding behind a huge cloak of denial is that it can often come back to bite you in the ass, and hard.
Manny knows about us.
Oh, no.
A worried Angelica tells her lover Lorenzo that her husband has found out about their affair.
I managed to convince him that it wasn't true, but it's only a matter of time until he finds out. What should we do?
Look. Look at me. Let's run away. Okay? We'll run away together.
Run away.
But while Angelica wants nothing more than to ditch her dull life and start over,
No, we can't run away. My mom and my dad, my sisters.
she can't leave her family. They'd be crushed if she disappeared.
Unless,
But unwilling to let her lover go,
if I can't go away,
Angelica has an idea.
then Manny should go away. Permanently.
Whoa. So we've gone from, I can't leave my parents, they would be crushed, to, let's kill my husband. What would Mommy and Daddy think if they knew their darling daughter was considering a new career as a killer? But here's the thing about criminals. They can compartmentalize. On one hand, they don't want to hurt their family's feelings, and on the other hand, they make a decision to kill their husband in cold blood. Look, I never said this stuff made sense.
Angelica hatches a plan.
There's a syringe and some medicine I can get from the veterinarian's office. If we inject Manny with it, he'll fall asleep for hours.
Then, when he's passed out, they'll kill him, hide his body, and Lorenzo will assume the identity of her husband.
How are people gonna believe I'm Manny?
Finally, somebody asks a smart question. I'm interested to see what she has in mind. Whatever it is, I guarantee it will be foolproof. Or maybe not.
Look, he's the same height as you. Basically the same stature. It's just acid. We'll throw acid in your face.
My face?
And then they'll have to rebuild it with plastic surgery and they can make you look just like Manny.
Lorenzo can then assume Manny's identity,
Ouch.
and the two can live happily ever after.
I don't know.
You don't know?
It sounds like Angelica has been watching too many true crime reenactment shows. I don't see a problem with this plan, do you? Never mind Lorenzo would have to learn all about Manny's background, family, work, likes and dislikes. He'd then have to speak and act like Manny. Even the best actor would have a problem doing all that, much less a fake massage therapist. I'd laugh at this plan if an innocent man's life wasn't at stake.
I thought you said you wanted to be with me. Don't you want to be with me, Lolo?
I know I do.
You said you loved me.
I do.
As Angelica convinces Lorenzo of the merits of her plan,
Then we can do this.
Okay, we can do it.
Hi, Annie, I'm home.
Manny arrives home unexpectedly.
Honey.
Great instincts, buddy. Whack the guy on the back of the head. You never heard about crawling out a window or running out a back door? You know, the way most cheaters escape a close call?
What do we do?
Lorenzo doesn't wait for an answer, leaving Angelica to deal with the mess.
Angelica's really got herself in a pickle. Her husband has just been clobbered over the head in his own home, and her lover has left her high and dry. The walls are starting to close in for good old Angie.
As Manny recovers on the couch, Angelica concocts a story.
What happened?
You were sleepwalking and you fell and you hit your head on the coffee table.
But Manny, confused, doesn't even remember going to bed.
I was sleepwalking?
Yeah, you were sleepwalking.
Angelica assures him that with head injuries, you often forget important details.
Honey, don't touch it.
Not knowing what to believe, Manny looks deep into Angelica's eyes, searching for the truth.
Okay, I know there's a rule that you don't blame the victim, but if he truly believes that cockamamie story about how he hurt his head, then he's got bigger problems than just a cheating wife. Remember what I said about denial? Well, it's sharpening its teeth right about now.
You'll be fine.
Are you sure?
I'll take care of you.
Angelica has managed to convince her husband Manny that the bump on the back of his head was caused by sleepwalking.
You sleepwalk all the time, honey.
But Angelica's not out of the woods yet.
Well, I think we need to call the doctor.
Honey, no, it's just a little bump. All you need is some ice and some rest.
Unable to convince Angelica to take him to the hospital,
You'll be fine.
I think I'm gonna call Mario.
Manny calls his brother Mario instead. After taking his brother to the doctor to be treated for his head injury, Mario insists on staying with Manny. A silent standoff ensues as both Mario and Angelica watch over Manny. After a few hours, Angelica receives a text from Lorenzo.
Who's that?
It's my mom. I have to go to work, so she's gonna come and watch him. You can go home.
Your mom, eh?
Yeah, it's my mom. She'll take care of him.
All right, yeah, I should probably take off anyways.
Come on.
As Angelica and Lorenzo reunite, Manny begins to stir. Angelica rushes to her purse and pulls out the needle she stole from the veterinary's office where she works. Then she plunges the needle into Manny's arm, filling his veins with a potent anesthesia.
Get the poker.
Okay. Okay.
Hit him.
Okay. Okay.
Give that to me.
After a couple of blows to the noggin, she hands the poker to Lorenzo,
Hit him.
insisting he do some of the dirty work.
Harder.
The couple proceed to beat Manny to death
Okay, give it to me.
on his own living room couch.
So here's the thing about Angelica. She's managed to convince her husband the affair didn't happen, get his doting brother out of the house, and convince her lover to help her bash her husband's brains in. She's a master manipulator who will stop at nothing to get what she wants. If nothing else, she's a force to be reckoned with, and I'd certainly think twice before meeting her in a dark alley.
Angelica and Lorenzo roll Manny's body in a bedsheet and drive to an abandoned building.
Ow.
Oh, mi amor.
And yeah, a little deeper.
There you go.
Yeah, that's it. That feels good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
As an afterthought, they throw the syringe and the fire poker in the dumpster.
So in case you haven't noticed, I'd like to point out a couple of genius moments here. One, who stops in the middle of disposing a body to get a neck massage? And two, who plants the murder weapon with the body? Good old Bonnie and Clyde here. You can't get nothing by them.
Will you be my nanny?
I do. I mean, I will. The dumpster.
Angelica and Lorenzo return to the house
Are you ready?
I guess so.
and put the next phase of their plan into action.
Hey, no, calm down. Calm down.
Here's a question for you. What kind of man would allow his face to be permanently disfigured for a woman?
It's okay. The burning will stop. Calm down.
He's obviously a people pleaser with a self-esteem problem. And here's another question. What kind of woman would subject her lover to that kind of pain?
Go into the washroom, wash your face off, and fix your hair. Make it look like Manny's.
When you think about it, they're really perfect for each other in a twisted kind of way. He's kind of the yin to her really messed up yang.
Angelica, you're under arrest for the murder of your husband, Manny.
Well, good old Angie sang like a canary with little more than a nudge. It almost makes you yearn for the good old days when cops and killers were more evenly matched, you know?
Detective Simon allows Angelica one last massage before he hauls her off to prison.
I'm sorry, Lolo.
Me too, Angel.
A little harder. No, to the left a little bit.
Lorenzo admits his part in the scheme and tells Detective Simon where they hid the body and the murder weapon.
Okay, hid is a bit of a misnomer, but I'm not gonna split hairs. The point is, these guys crumbled like a bridge made of blue cheese.
They're accused of criminal conspiracy, murder, and hiding evidence.
I love you, Lolo.
I love you too. These two somehow thought they could get away with killing a man and taking over his identity without anyone noticing. In my book, that's either pure ignorance or pure stupidity. It's probably both.
Get this picture out of my room.
And to think a bowl of pasta brought these two masterminds down. It's kind of fitting, isn't it? Lorenzo promised Angelica he would do anything for love, but eat meat? He wouldn't do that. Nope, he wouldn't do that.